Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about voice type. For those of you who inquire, this may be a bit of review, but many of the people who email me and my students have not heard this information. So here's part one of voice type for singers, and I will later do another video on part two. So when it comes to voice types, this comes from the choir tradition of dividing voices into four equal parts. A high and a low part for the men and a high and low part for the women. So in most choral settings, we would have the bass be the low men's part, tenor be the high male part, alto be the low female part, and soprano be the high female part. And oftentimes in a choral setting, you may split the parts down even more. You have first and second soprano, first and second alto, and so on. So these general parts refer to, in choir particularly, the ranges that singers sing. So the altos typically can sing lower, and the soprano parts tend to go higher. So oftentimes when you're in a choir setting, what puts you in these categories is based on how high you can sing or how low you can sing, or sometimes other factors like what parts are needed and the vocal quality. So here's the other part about voice parts, is it's not always the range, because oftentimes it tends to do with the vocal quality. Now typically the lower voices tend to have a little more heft, a little more richness down in the lower middle voice, and the sopranos and the tenors tend to have a little more power and strength in the upper notes. Now that said, there's a lot of disagreements in choirs circles on what types of voices should sing in what parts, and oftentimes, especially for low women, the altos, many of the girls that get chosen to sing alto are the ones that have background as a violinist and a pianist, because those parts tend to be more difficult in a choral setting where there's more harmonies. So let me tell you choir singers, I always tell my students, just because you sing a part in choir doesn't mean that's what you are, because there are many factors that lead to what your voice type is. And the other issue is many untrained singers who don't have a lot of background think they are a lower voice type because they've never learned to master the voice and the technique to be able to sustain the high notes. I have many personal friends and other singers that I know that began life as a lower voice type, and then many years after vocal study, now they're more comfortable singing the higher parts and they sound better too. Again, the ease of the voice and where there's flow and strength. So knowing your voice type, why is this important? Because voice type can help you find the keys and the ranges that work best for you. So sometimes if you are an alto and you're singing a high soprano key, it's not going to sound as good. It's not like the song doesn't work for you. It's just that that particular keys aren't as flattering for you, and vice versa. Now that said, again, as you continue to study and build your voice, you may find the keys work better for you up high, or vice versa. And I've actually known people who have gone the other direction. In this instance, both young women who had a good head voice, they sang soprano, maybe they were more comfortable singing the melody, and as they began to develop their voice, they found they had a lot more resonance and richness in the lower keys. Even though they could sing the high notes, it just sounded much more exciting down low. And I've actually heard a student myself that actually made that shift, and it was amazing. So really, there's a lot of factors that go into voice type, but generally speaking, the more you have an idea of where your strength is, it's easier for you to apply for singing jobs or roles, or even present your music in the best light. Now that said, again, the more you study, the more you build your range. And so many singers, as they have studied for many years, can sing more than one part. And even though I'm really a soprano, I can definitely sing alto, and I have many times. I don't think it's my best sound of my voice, but nevertheless, I can sing alto and I can sing the parts, and I have a lower range. I just don't feel I have the power that a true alto has, and I have many low alto women who can sing me under the table. It's pretty amazing, but that's the way voices work. So next time I will talk about the opera system, the Fach system, which gets into voice type a little bit more specifically, which I still find is helpful for all voice types, because again, you get to know what works best for you. All right, that's it. Any questions about voice type or anything else? I so appreciate all my subscribers and all the questions and comments, and I look forward to making more videos for you next time. All right, have a great day and sing for the world. Bye.